allegory through astrological divination. Hopefully this video doesn't get banned because somebody continuously reported the last one. So for now, it's only available on YouTube and my Facebook, which I randomly decided to reopen. So today's magic motto is, in Pisces fog, secrets feel safe, until Aries makes them bleed into proof. Today's story is about a young woman drunk and hungry for attention who brags way too loudly in public about the elite escort service she belongs to. An operation that's disguised as a secret society, carelessly spilling how members quietly signal preferences and rank through coded lapel pins, animals, colors, and status markers, and even outing her own reputation within the group as someone known for saying yes way too easily. She assumes the people around her are harmless strangers, but word travels fast, and one of her powerful political clients, who used to erase her problems with a single phone call, panics and abruptly cuts her off of all legal, financial, and protective support to save his image. But he does this entirely too late. Investigators end up connecting him to her money trail, and her loose talk becomes a spark that exposes a sprawling criminal pipeline. Payments routed through VPNs, geofence transactions pinging across borders, and digital evidence tying the network to trafficking, drug distribution, prostitution, attempted violence such as murder, and a web of cybercrimes. As the cover story collapses, the scandal metastasizes into an international case, with charges and cooperating agencies stacking across the U.S. and multiple other countries, turning one night of reckless boasting into the moment the entire society gets dragged into the daylight. Today's story is called The Panda Pin. She didn't mean to confess. She meant to perform. In the warm spill of chandelier light at the charity cocktail hour disguised as a business networking event, she drank like someone who was born under a Mercury in Pisces, where boundaries blur, words float, and truth can feel like a story that you're telling for applause. The lapel pin on her blazer, small, cute, expensive sometimes, looked harmless to the regular civilian around her. It was a panda, and to the right eyes, it wasn't cute at all. It was a flag. No preference, no limits, a literal walking yes. She laughed too loud, leaning into the attention as if it could keep her anchored. And Mercury trine Jupiter in the fourth did what it always does. Made the mouth grow larger than the room. Made private things sound safe to say out loud. She named the rules as if they were clever. The society wasn't prostitution. It was placement. Not clients, but patrons. Not transactions, but donations. She described the way their girls were sorted by animal pins, signals for taste, orientation, status. How the real meetings happened at galas, art shows, charity boards, consulting dinners, where everything looked legitimate through enough to photograph. In her Pisces heavy glow, Sun, North Node, Venus, Moon, Mercury, all clustered like fog around a lighthouse. She didn't notice the woman at the bar who wasn't drinking, or the man who kept his phone face down but recording, or the way the room's laughter tightened into listening. She didn't notice. Because Pisces makes you feel protected by vibe, right up until you learn the world runs on receipts. By morning, the video had found the wrong ears. A powerful client of hers, smooth, married, politically connected, had always cleaned her messes with a single phone call. Traffic stop erased, a complaint misfiled, a bank transfer explained away. He heard her drunken monologue and felt his own name inside it like a hook. Panic made him ruthless. He didn't warn her. He withdrew. He withdrew legal cover, money, security, every invisible hand that had kept her floating. He told himself cutting her loose would save face. But Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron and Aries didn't reward cowardice. Saturn turns consequence into steel. Neptune dissolves the illusion of control. And Chiron makes the wound educational. Karmic lessons and all. The harder he tried to vanish, the more visible he became. Because the investigation had already started where investigations always start now. The money. Her accounts weren't just escort payments. They were funnels. trafficking proceeds, drug distribution margins, hush funds tied to violence, and a thick braid of digital crimes that didn't respect local borders. They'd used VPNs and geofences like talismans, routing pings out of countries to feel untouchable. Trying to elude the trail, forgetting the digital trail they were leaving behind them, until the same geography turned into a net, triggering jurisdiction in the US and abroad. And when federal investigators connected the political client to her transfers, his sudden silence didn't read like innocence. It read like flight. She tried to fix it the only way her Pisces stellium knew, with charm, with tears, with misunderstandings, with love-drunk explanations that made everything sound like a messy romance instead of an organized machine. But the pins didn't lie, and neither did the metadata. The word feels like it might be extremely important. Metadata. Her home, once her refuge, became a stage where Mercury trine Jupiter in the fourth turned cruel. The place she felt safest now became the place where her biggest words echoed back as evidence. She watched herself on a screen, glittering, laughing, naming the unnameable, and realized the true horror wasn't that she'd been recorded. It was that she had believed the mask was her face. Now, as indictments stacked across countries and her secret society contacts went cold, she understood what Aries ultimately teaches. When illusions break, it breaks sharply, without warning. The Panda Pin sat on her dresser like a tiny, mocking witness. Cute, silent, but unmistakable. And for the first time, she felt what others always knew. A network doesn't protect you when it decides that you're a liability. It sacrifices you quietly, officially, without paperwork. With paperwork, I mean. The same way you might have tried to sacrifice somebody else. We're going to end this with the invocation of the Panda Pin. This is a rite of boundaries, truth, and unmasking the code. By velvet night and chandelier light, by the room that smiles while it listens, I call back my voice from every careless sip, every borrowed laugh, every rehearsed lie. Mercury and Pisces, wash the tongue clean. Let confusion dissolve. Let truth remain. Venus and Pisces, break the honeyed snare. Let charm no longer serve the cage. North Node and Pisces, turn the story toward fate. Let what must be known be known. I name the symbol the Panda Pin, the mark of no boundary, the badge of endless yes. I revoke it. I unwrite it. I return it to the void of misuse. My consent is mine. My body is mine. My life is mine. Let every coded glance lose its meaning. Let every networked whisper lose its path. Let every hidden ledger surface in lawful light. Let the mask slip without hand touching it. Where secrecy was used as a weapon, let clarity become the shield. Where manipulation was made traditional, let consequence become the teacher. I seal my field against coercion and glamour. I seal my name against false ownership. I seal my future from the contracts I never agreed to. And if any door was opened through deceit, let it now close. If any thread was tied through exploitation, let it snap now. If any pin was worn as permission, let it burn away now. So the code breaks, so the truth stands. So the Panda Pin is now unmade. With the divine authority I contain, we now whisper this into law that underlies law. And so it is.